Hi class, today we are going to create our own reference cube to help us with our isometric drawings, and we're going to use Onshape to help us map exactly where all of our faces are. So if you are in Blend, you can find this activity under week 3 called Reference Cube Assembly, and we should have this sheet printed out on cardstock. And some of the other things that you will need is a pair of scissors to cut out your cube template, a glue stick, and preferably red, green, and blue coloring pencils. Okay, so the other thing that might be helpful is a small straight edge ruler. It can be straight or a triangle like this. So after you cut out the template, what I like to use this ruler for is I'll put it behind each edge that I want to fold and press it against that edge, and that way all of my edges are nice and crisp. Okay, once you've done that, we need to figure out how to label your cube. Okay, notice that it shows the Shift plus, but it doesn't show what the shortcut is. So in the assignment, there is a link to an Onshape document. And at this point, you could use any Onshape document you like, but we're going to pull up our Soma cube solutions and go through all of the shortcuts. Let's toggle through all of our shortcuts. Right now it's the default it's not even isometric yet, but we're gonna just go through 1 through 7 and see what happens. Okay, when I click Shift 1, I get the front view. And so on my cube, I'm going to find the front view. And since I clicked Shift 1, I am going to mark that that is Shift 1. Okay, I'm also going to mark that my horizontal line is my x-axis. And I'm going to do that in red just like it is in Onshape. And then my vertical axis is my z-axis. Okay, I'm going to go to Shift 2. That got me to the back, so I'm going to go find my back panel, and I'm going to mark that that was a Shift 2. And I'm going to color the horizontal axis red because it's X, and the vertical axis blue because it's Z. Okay, my next shortcut is Shift 3, which gives me the left panel. So I'm going to mark that that is Shift 3. I'm going to color the bottom horizontal axis green because green is for Y, and the vertical axis is blue, and that one is Z. My next shortcut is Shift 4, which takes me to the right. So I'll mark that as Shift 4. My bottom axis is the Y axis. My side axis is the Z axis. Next is Shift 5. That's the top and it's upside down, so I'm going to turn it around so I can write on there that that is Shift 5. The bottom axis is X. The vertical axis is Y. And then the last shortcut, Shift 6. There's my bottom, and that is Shift 6. The horizontal axis is now on the top, which is X, and then the vertical axis is Y. Okay, the next step is I am going to glue this, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and write my name on this on the inside. And then I'm going to write what period I'm in, because if I lose this, I want someone to return it to me. Okay, so I'm not going to glue all the edges. I'm just going to glue the one where it says glue here. So let's put some glue on there. And the reason I'm not going to glue all the edges is because I want to reuse this cube every time I come to class. And so if I only glue this one edge, then when I'm not using this cube, I can just fold it and store it in my notebook flat like that. Okay, but when I'm ready to use it, I can close all the sides. And then when I look at these edges, I should notice a few things. Like I have a Z here and here because this is the Z-axis. I have an X here and here because this is the X-axis. I have a Y here and here because this is the Y-axis. One side has a dark line because this is the actual axis, and the other side had a dotted line because it's really on the bottom side, but it projects up to the top. The other feature is this little black dot. This black dot is what we call the origin. It's going to be the 0, 0 of all three axes. And so if I hold it so it looks just like isometric, you can see it says top, front, and right. If I press Shift 7 in Onshape, I'm going to see that exact same orientation. Okay, so this is going to be our drawing aid when we want to rotate our isometric to see the top, when we want to rotate it to see the front, or when we want to rotate it to see the right. Then we have a cube to help us practice all those rotations.